We have with us National Award-winning director Neeraj Pandey. Till date, his film Special 26 remains a benchmark in how to marry entertainment with intelligent cinema. With the Sikandar Ka Muqaddar, he returns to heist once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. Thank you.
Mm. Sikandar Ka Muqaddar. The play is obvious. Uh, it's a tribute, right?
Yes, of course, it's a tribute. And we also felt that the title sort of justified the whole story and the film that we are talking about and just seemed apt. So while paying the tribute, getting the best out of the film in one line, yes.
But I hope the similarity ends with the title and there's nothing else from the film itself, from the famous Amitabh Bachchan film.
You're bang on. Nothing similar. Not the same genre. Nothing at all. So very very different kind of a genre in a film. And like you mentioned that in your introduction, I've been getting that a lot. That it reminds a lot of people about Special 26. Though I don't think that this is quite similar to that either. But
Right.
yeah, if the needle needs to swing, it will swing more in that direction.
Yeah. But Special 26, I'm going back to Special 26 again. But do you think with that movie, you kind of, truly, with a Wednesday as well, you truly established yourself, became a critic's darling, so to say. And thereafter, of course, there have been hits and misses. And then sometimes critics are not so kind. What would you say to that?
I have no clue what the critics think of me actually. I have no
Really?
idea. I have
Yeah.
no idea about that. Yeah, I know about my audiences to a certain degree, of course,
Hmm.
and that's who I care for because we make films for our audiences,
Right.
and that's about it. So I really don't know anything about the world that you are talking about.
Yeah. Okay. You never read the reviews, right?
No way. No.
Wait. Okay. So the movie is again for a streaming platform where you have been very active lately.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for Netflix, and it's a second outing with them after Khaki, the Bihar chapter. That was a series. This
Yes.
one's an original film,
Hmm.
and yeah, looking forward to the response.
But we've been talking about, OTT as a medium of actors, as a medium of writers. But what does it mean to filmmakers like you who are already established, who have already made a big name for themselves?
No, I don't look at it that way. I think it's a medium for storytellers mostly. I mean, that's the way I would like to describe. Our I came from television, so I mean, uh, most of the initial work that I did, stuff that I learned was from my television days, and then cinema happened, and then we've got a new format these days, which is the OTT, and I believe that with the transition of tech and everything, it's a very welcome thing where storytellers get to tell their stories or stories of their preference in different formats across mediums. So I am very happy today to work on a theatrical film script and at the same time work on a series that's happening and have the best of both worlds.
Mm.
Uh, I think just choosing the subject will be the key here on.
And with this, you also recast, of course, Jimmy Shergill is almost like a mascot for you by now.
That will be sort of derogatory to call him that. I think he's a very
Okay.
fine actor, he's a
Yeah.
friend, and we've done some stuff together. I don't think that, I mean, he complains that we've not worked too much. So I don't know where's that coming from, if
Okay.
everybody comprehends it this way. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I look forward to working with him. He's been a part of my first film,
Yeah.
and that's always special. And over the years, it's such that we keep looking out for material where we can collaborate.
Yeah. But he was there more recently in Auro Mein Kahan
He
Dam
was
Tha.
there in Oro, and both these projects almost happened concurrently, one after another. So it was during the making of Oro that I told him that I'm shortly going to be working on this Netflix film, and I would send him the script as soon as it was done.
And your other lead in this, Avinash Tiwari, he made his debut in Imtiaz Ali's brother's film, Laila Majnu,
Right.
and yet you kind of, rediscovered or rather discovered him for the audiences in Khaki. And now you're working with him again. Any thoughts on him?
A fantastic actor, and uh, I think you'll see a completely new dimension to him in this film. Uh, Very untapped potential, and he's only going north.
Uh,
So I'm really looking forward to the audience's response to his character in this.
no, audiences loved him in Khaki too, though he
G,
plays the negative character.
G. So I think they'll love him.
Love him even more now.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me a little more about the film. What can we expect? You're saying it's nothing like Special Chabis, though comparisons are obvious.
Yeah, essentially, the film is about a cop and a suspect. A cop who believes that Avinash's character, who's named Sikandar, is the
Right.
suspect in a diamond heist.
Hmm.
And the cop, as strong-headed as he is, which is played by Jimmy Jaswinder,
Right.
Jaswinder strongly believes that his instinct has always been right, and he's not wrong this time either. And
Yes.
for the next 15 years, against all odds and against all evidences, he keeps on chasing
Hmm.
this suspect, even though the evidences don't point towards Avinash's character. So, the tenacity with which he goes about this chase sort of disrupts lives,
Yeah.
not only his own, but Avinash's as well as the lives around both these characters. So, in a sense, that he almost is altering and changing Sikandar's destiny. Hence, the name of the film.
Yeah, and there is also a dialogue that says, ये सिकंदर का मुकद्दर है और मैं इस फिल्म का डायरेक्टर हूँ, right?
G.
So in a
So
sense, is he your voice in the film?
no, not at all. No.
Okay.
I mean, these are characters. I'm not that narcissistic as to develop these new methods of conveying my thoughts. These are the stories that, and this is completely just in their take. That's what he is in the film. Yeah.
And talking of instinct, as a filmmaker, you also have an instinct that this is going to work or this is not going to work. Only after it's made that you know that, okay, here I may have gone wrong.
So both, na? Because when you start on something, when you start developing an idea, you strongly believe that it will resonate with the audiences.
Right.
And that's how you embark on a journey. That's how you put people together. That's how you team up and chase that dream. And sometimes it turns out right. Sometimes it doesn't turn out right. That's part and parcel of the game. And you just move on to the next one. If it works, good, great enough. If it doesn't, good, great enough.
Yeah. You don't dissect your when film doesn't work or or series mostly work. Of course, all your series have worked. If not with the critics, the audiences have loved it in any case.
They didn't work with the critics.
I mean, sometimes you are accused of being Islamophobic and overtly nationalistic, overtly patriotic. Not my criticism, but coming from, I'm just being
Fantastic.
an advocate.
Okay.
No defense for that. Huh?
No way. No difference for anything. Not
No
at all.
defense. Okay.
It's their poor judgment, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah. Often it is. Often it is.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all.
What?
A criticism from the critics. You said you don't read reviews
No, I
anymore.
don't know. I'm not aware of all this. So much of it doesn't matter at all because I'm not aware. And even if it is around, like you mentioning some things, no, it's their judgment, their call.
It's their call. And what is the maker's call?
The-
What keeps you? How do you instinctively know, or don't know sometimes?
About? I
Uh,
didn't follow.
about your projects, like this one for sure. Why do you think this is going to resonate?
When we started on this journey, we felt that it was a very exciting story. And I mean, that's the reason why you want to do a project, right?
Yeah.
And you feel excited about it. You try and get the best possible script done out of that particular idea.
Mm.
And I think in this case, again, everything went to plan. It's going to be out on the 29th of November, and
Yeah.
we'll all figure out how it's done.
Yeah.
Our job is done. Our job was the process and the integrity with which we could approach the material, cast it right, execute it properly to the best of our abilities, and put it out there. And that's what we've tried to do.
But when you mostly write your own stories, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at what stage in the writing do you know this is like fit enough for a series or for a film? Or at the onset, you know?
No, you have to decide it at the outset that you want to make a series out of this or a film out of this. You
Mm.
cannot start writing and then figure out whether this is a series or a film. It doesn't work that way. It's at the outset because you've got to approach a film like a 2 hour plus script, and a series needs to be episodic and it has to be long form content. So, I mean, those decisions have to be made very early in life.
Mm. And casting also begins while at the writing stage. You think of characters as actors?
No, we don't think of actors. It's only when you are closing in towards the scripting process, when you are about to finish your script. Maybe it starts halfway through that you start seeing actors in those particular characters, and that's when you start having a sense of who to cast.
Mhm. Are there certain actors like Manoj Vajpayee, Jimmy Shergill, even Divya Datta for that matter, who are slightly more special to you? I mean, or you or nothing like that.
No, I mean they're friends, most of them, but I mean we are also professionals at the end of the day. So I mean I,
Yeah.
I I mean we're not supposed to take undue advantage of each other.
So we were talking about, even Khaki series. There's been a film called Khaki, and more lately we are seeing a lot of tipping the hat to other films and makers. Do you think we are going a little overboard in that direction? I'm not talking about you. I mean, generally, a lot of movies are doing that. They're paying a tribute to yesteryear. Why is that important for a maker?
I have no clue about that because I don't do that.
Uh-huh.
We've just done this with the title. It's uh, tipping, yes, fine. If that's, but I think the more important element was that it suited our film. Uh, Barring that, there's nothing in common. We are not doing anything of that sort with this film.
Mm.
And for the others who are doing it, I think they will be in a better position to answer as to why they feel so compelled.
But do you think OTT takes a lot of pressure off a maker in the sense that there are no box office figures to chase, unlike a movie, like for instance, Auro Mein Kahan Dum Tha, released in theaters, while this one is on Netflix, and a certain viewership is assured for sure, especially if names like you are associated with it.
No, there are a couple of things here. A, it's a myth that numbers don't matter on OTT. They do
Okay.
matter. There's a entirely different mechanism to gauge that.
Hmm.
But it's not that numbers don't matter. Otherwise, how will we ever be able to get a sense of budgets and feasibility and returns, etc., etc.? So that's a myth that numbers don't matter. As far as stress on myself or pressure on myself compared to box office, I mean, no, not really at all, because you're still landing on the set to tell a story, right? You're filming it in the manner where you can tell that story most effectively. You still, trying to get across to the biggest audience that you can, and still not letting your guard down in that manner. So nothing changes for us. Nothing changes. We would like to get to tell, if you're making a film, it doesn't matter where it's coming. It will be shot like a film. It will be finished like a film. There will be due attention.
Yeah, but are you tempted to cast stars for screen outings? vis-a-vis on OTT?
No, 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 no. We worked with all sorts of people. People have debuted with us.
Yeah.
We worked with stars. We worked with actors. Over the years, I don't think that we've looked at our company has looked at projects in that manner. It just what is more important is to cast it right. So, and that's the process. That's a commandment for us, and that's what we follow.
Uh, and of course, in Khaki, you did not direct Khaki yourself, correct?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So, and any particular reasons for choosing Bhavdulya, and how do you also decide that this is a project that I'm just only going to oversee? I'm just going to be the creator.
So it depends. For Khaki, we were very clear because my timelines were clashing at that point of time, and I knew that I could only do the prep and maybe come back to it after the thing is executed. Mind you, these projects take a lot of time
Of
in
course.
prep, in shoot, etc., etc. And I was already committed to a different project at that point of time. So we had that chat, and Bhav was chosen. Bhav was recommended by Ritesh Shah to me, my co-writer on Freelance and a fantastic writer again.
Yes, I know him. Yeah, yeah, very good.
Yeah. So Ritesh recommended Bhav, and I met Bhav, and Bhav was on board. So fantastic experience working with Bhav on that one. And these calls are mostly on the basis of your intuition more than anything else. There's no other way to go about it.
But as someone who's married, would you? I mean, is it a conscious choice to give a platform to new voices, to aspiring both actors and directors?
Actors, directors, technicians, we've always been a company which is open to, because we've come from a place where we had uh, no one. We knew no one at that point of time when we started out. So we know the importance of that the industry should and get newer voices, newer talent all the time. So we try and have a balance where people have who have had a long journey with us, they stay together with us, and at the same time, we open doors for newer talents. They come and they work with us. They have a start somewhere or the other.
But you become almost synonymous with thrillers. But and most people tend to forget also that you gave us MS Dhoni, one of the few sports biopics.
The
That
critics, you mean?
huh?
The critics have forgotten that.
No, no, no. Generally, we tend to forget that, and one of the few sports biopics that did so well.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah. But do thrillers excite you more,
No, 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 no.
or drama?
It's about stories. I consider myself genre agnostic. It doesn't
Okay.
matter what the genre is. I mean, I love doing documentaries as much as I love doing films. So, I mean, if there's a chance to explore a good documentary subject, it excites me as much as any of the other films that you mentioned. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Formats don't matter.
So, any other sports biopic in the making or weighing on your mind? Any sports
There's
movie?
so many getting made. They don't need my
Yeah, so many.
contribution right now.
Of course. But any that you would like to make with your signature touch.
No, none at the moment comes to my mind.
And what about Chanakya? You were supposed to make that movie some time ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on the back burner at the moment.
Mhm.
I hope that we can uh, restart sometime soon. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
And Crack too?
Crack is not happening. Not happening yet.
Not happening at all.
Yeah.
And espionage, how have you observed this world closely, or you grew up reading all these spy thrillers or watching them maybe?
So we've watched all sorts of genres. It's not just that this one particular genre. But I've a lot of friends now in the armed services and different agencies for that matter. So basis our interaction with them, that world is a little known to me.
Mhm.
So it helps. It obviously helps. Yeah.
Yeah. So and a lot of research goes in it.
It does. It does. and that's how you can sort of make it authentic, and that's extremely crucial, the research bit.
And what else is keeping you busy?
Right now we've got Khaki season 2 coming out, and then I'm working on a film script. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Khaki too, again, are you directing this time or not?
No, I'm sure running it again. Yeah. Khaki
Okay.
will always be directed by newcomers,
Mhm.
by newer directors from different parts of the country. It's a franchisee that I'm only going to show run.
And Khaki, the name again is like this was also the name of a movie, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, are you tempted to use these names or
No,
just the
we kept on.
emotion?
So the full name for Khaki was Khaki the Bihar chapter,
Correct, absolutely.
and the next season is again the Khaki the Bengal chapter. So it's going to be different states, and we just couldn't find anything more apt
Mm.
than this title to define what the genre and what the series is all about. So we stuck with it. Yeah.
But you have said that Muqaddar Ka Sikandar is one of your favorite movies, correct?
Yeah, while growing up, I mean that was a film that that got stuck
Mm.
somewhere. The songs, the music of the film, and the film itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there are huge fans from my generation, I think, on that film.
Yet you went on to make anything. I mean, that's a movie that's often considered a masala film of its own time.
Hmm.
But yet you when you went on to make movies, there were anything but masala as we understand masala. Of course, they're hugely entertaining.
I should be allowed that, right? I
Yeah,
should be allowed to enjoy masala films. I
yeah.
still enjoy them, in spite of the fact that I don't make them. Doesn't mean that I don't enjoy them. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's something that I don't think that I'm interested in making or I'm capable of making. But it doesn't stop me from enjoying those films.
And which would be the latest you may have watched?
Latest of late, I've been caught up with this. Entire last 6 8 months have been relatively busy, but uh, yeah, I enjoy, without naming them. Yes, I do enjoy the genre.
And talking of heist movies, of course, there's been this famous series Money Heist, which became so hugely popular in India too. And somehow there is an impression, but for you, that we do not make good enough heist films.
Hmm.
You agree with that?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, how many heist movies have been there?
A few, yes. Few
Like,
happened,
like
like Shalimar back in time.
Shalimar Back in Time. Yeah, that
Yeah,
again was very cutting edge.
some bank chore or something like that
Um,
more recently.
so
Yeah.
I don't
There
know
have
what.
been a few once in a while, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. Frankly speaking, I've never thought about it, but I think it's an exciting genre. I think we loved making Chabbis
Mm.
because it was very new, and at that time, uh, I mean, that's the reason the story sort of attracted us that much. But yeah, I mean, maybe you have a point there.
Yeah. Uh, and special Chabbis, I mean, you paid so much attention to the smallest things. And I still remember I think I may have watched the movie so many times over, and I still remember the last scene where Manoj Vajpayee gets that, not the last, but one of the last scenes where he gets that note from, that rupees from back from Akshay Kumar.
Yeah.
All this is already written in the script, or sometimes it happens as you go along.
No, 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 no. It's there in the script. It's there in the bound script. Yeah.
Yeah. But how would you look at your journey? And people analyze it in different ways.
It's not over yet, I
Of
guess.
course not. Touch wood.
So
Yes.
I think there'll be a time in the future when I'll be in a better position to answer your question. It's I don't have too much to say on that right now.
Right. But how would you like to be remembered by 10 years down the line as a
That's
story?
never been an aspiration. No, 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 no. I don't think that has been an aspiration. Yeah, the focus has always been on doing quality work primarily, and that's where the focus, the drive, the chases, I guess. Uh, Nothing more.
Nothing more. Just to be a storyteller. That's it.
Just to be a storyteller. Yeah.
Yeah. And as in life, some you hit, some you miss, right?
Of course, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course. And so we are so waiting, eagerly waiting to see how this one, I'm sure this one will not miss the mark. This
Thank you
is
so much. Thank you.
very exciting. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Take
all
care.
the best.